I'm surprised you don't have Nicole's out of. They're out of power at my house. So
Sorry, guys. We are back. We
There's a thunderstorm happening.
We're still
right
here.
now. I suspect.
We're back.
Yeah,
We're back. Hello. Sorry.
I suspect that is what's going on.
Sorry, we came back. Everybody refresh.
Way to fix the stream.
Thanks, Gary.
Hey, Gary, fix the stream, will you?
All right. And we're going to leave all that in. That's going to be great.
Okay, cool.
All right. Seth,
Talk to me.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
What are you excited about?
With this game, I really like the idea, kind of like Ben does, about how I feel stupid saying this all over again. Like
It's okay, you got it.
But it's okay. You can make it like a supernatural kind of horror experience. You can make it a stalker film. The world's your dark, gritty, satanic, gory oyster.
Yeah, it kind of is just like that 90s horror, the slasher stuff that everybody
Right.
loves.
80s.
80s horror, yeah.
Really the 70s through today.
What's happening, Diz? Oh,
Gary, thanks, man. What's that? Oh, he is black. He is
I am black.
2.
He is now black.
Yeah, he's
Seth,
2.
we got to tell you something, buddy.
There's
Something your parents should have told you.
they said something else really cool on the Beyond podcast about the
Yeah.
the whole like Cabin in the Woods thing. Have you guys seen the movie Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, like
Such
we
a
all watched that
great
together.
film.
Did we watch
did.
it together?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
I
Yeah,
didn't
we all
watch it
watched
with
that
you guys.
together.
I don't think.
Oh.
But, anyways, it would be cool if it turned out like that. No spoilers. Those of you who have seen Cabin in the Woods, I'll let you relive what the ending of that movie was. I'm not going to spoil it.
That movie's been out for like 10 years.
Yeah, but I
hasn't
don't
it?
want to spoil it.
Spoiler hat on. If you've never seen Cabin in the Woods and have an intention of watching it, just fast forward in the podcast or mute the stream for a minute. All right, refresh. It's been a while.
At the end, they get done, and it's like a whole like these people underneath the cabin have been controlling what's happened.
Okay, yeah.
So it would be cool if it ended like that.
Okay.
The game ended like that.
Spoilers off. We
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
But
And it's a perfect game for Cabin in the Woods DLC to finally happen. But I doubt that'll happen. But it'll be awesome.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I like how it kind of plays on the whole Telltale idea of like decision making every step of the way, and you have only a certain amount of time to make that decision. So like you're running away from the killer, and you run into a room, and it's like, all right, there's a closet. I can hide under the bed, or I can keep trying to run. Which do I do? And each one of those decisions comes with something different, and it adds some replayability to that. Because like the horror genre, one of the reasons it doesn't appeal to a lot of people is most of those games don't have like a multiplayer experience that keeps you coming back for more. And a game like The Evil Within, where you just kind of walk through it exactly the same almost every time, or like Alien Isolation, where it's a story that goes the same all the time. There are a plethora of endings for this game that will keep you coming back for more. And but yeah, that whole like high tension, quick decision making thing is really exciting about this game for me. And now I'm really excited about playing it with a room full of you
It's
guys.
gonna be so good. So much fun.
Is there multiplayer at all to it?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I may have
I
spoken
doubt
too
it.
soon.
I don't see how it would work if they did.
It would be cool if you had like a multiplayer component, but like when your character dies, you're just out.
We were talking about the theater mode thing. This would be another one of those games that's really cool to have, like the theater mode, like Xbox 360, where you you just watched movies with that, but having like, I guess you could do that with all right.
Was that what it was?
I guess you could do that with the is the handoff the couch co-op thing? Is that still a thing for PlayStation?
With SharePlay?
The SharePlay. Can you watch stuff from SharePlay?
No, but you can stream.
You can stream it, yeah, but I was it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. That's why we're all going to get together. We're all going to sit here.
We're all
We're
gonna,
all going to play it. We're not going to have clothing on, and we're just going
It's
to
weird.
we're just going to have
You're weird.
we're going to have Seth drinking so much apple juice. Just
a lot of
So
apple
much
juice.
apple juice. I might go and pick up a couple apple juice today.
Okay, a cup of apple juice. Where can you
Just
purchase
one
a
cup of
That's
apple
just
juice.
one cup, like one of those little Cisco cups with the foil you rip off.
Yeah.
I'll walk into Food Lion with like a solo cup and be like, "Please, sir, may I have some apple juice?"
May I have some
What kind
more?
of accent was
That's
that?
my Oliver. Please, sir, may I have some apple juice?
That
from
doesn't sound
Annie.
British at all.
Please, I haven't seen Oliver in years and years.
Oh, I thought it was from Annie. Whoops.
Is it?
I always say
That's
it's Randy.
Oliver. That's
It's
Oliver. He's
Oliver.
got the porridge or the gruel or whatever.
The
it
sun will
is.
come out tomorrow. Is that Oliver?
That's not Oliver.
Is that Andy? Dang
Oh.
it. Sorry, I ruined it.
You blew it.
Yeah, boy.
Next item on the list.
Way to go, Ben.
Thanks, Gary. I like how we've created a sixth staff member named Gary.
We could just yell at Diz, but
No, it's Gary. Gary's off to the right of us. Diz is over here actually working. Gary's over here by the coffee pot just yelling at us, interrupting the podcast. Oh, man. Screw Gary. All right. A truck full of special edition Splatoon amiibos was stolen in the UK. All right. This is from an article from Kotaku. It's opening because Google has the worst system for opening links that you put in the drive. The worst.
it'd almost be faster to copy the link and
Yeah.
paste it into a new tab.
A ton of Nintendo fans in the UK have been left without the games they pre-ordered after a truck full of copies of Splatoon and related Splatoon amiibo was stolen. The theft of the truck, lifted on its way from Nintendo's European warehouse to British chain Game, means that anyone who pre-ordered Splatoon Special Edition from the retailer won't be getting their copy. MCV reports, I don't know what that is, reports that affected customers can either cancel their orders or receive the game Standard Edition along with the pound. Euro. That's a euro symbol.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know.
It may be the pound. I don't know. The 10 non-American dollars discount. So
I ain't learned about that currency in America.
that's right. This was Game's entire allotment of these special edition Splatoons, and I believe it was a Game exclusive special edition copy. So this, whatever was special about this, is never going to be seen by people because an entire truck full of it was stolen.
Zephyr, were you involved in this?
Zephyr, yes, Zephyr, did you steal this truck? If so,
That's a lot of amiibo.
thanks, Gary. What was I going to say? Oh, anyway, here we go. I'm going to put on my favorite, Larry's favorite hat that I wear, conspiracy theory hat.
Oh, I thought it was the Irish girl hat.
Oh gosh, where is the Irish girl hat? That can be the conspiracy theory hat.
Hey, Gary, did you take the hat?
Boom. We have just invented the conspiracy theory hat. All right, here we go. Nintendo stole the crap out of this truck, guys. All right?
He has a
Alright.
sword.
Because here's what's going to happen. We're going to start to slowly see these special edition amiibos and special edition Splatoon copies pop up on eBay. ebay.co.uk, not ebay.com. And they're going to be selling for 250 pounds a pop. That's about as much as I weigh.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the money works, right?
Mhm,
You
yeah.
actually weigh out the...
You have to cut pieces of yourself off.
Worth your weight in gold.
There you go. That's it. They're going to start selling these, and then that money's going to go right back to Nintendo. They're making mad, crazy profit off of these things. Nintendo stole this truck.
Makes sense.
In like 42 years, we're going to have a new Indiana Jones film with Shia LaBeouf, and he's going to be like researching what happened with the
okay.
truck of
Either that
amiibos.
or
I was
Very
like, where is this going? Thanks, Diz. 380 American dollars.
That's a lot of pounds.
Thanks, Gary. All right. Conspiracy theory hat off. Let me ask you guys a question. If you had to steal a truck full of some sort of video gaming merchandise, what would you steal?
I would. Can it be back in time in the past?
Do whatever you want.
The Call of Duty that came with night vision goggles.
Oh,
All of
I
them?
totally forgot about that.
They
I
weren't
would
that
just
good,
have a
though.
truckload of night vision goggles.
Have
They
you
were
ever
pretty
worn
terrible.
night vision goggles, like legit
Yes.
military issued night
Oh,
vision
not
goggles?
military issue. No.
They're pretty
Uh,
terrible.
No,
Those are
Military
really
issue?
good, but the ones that you got from Call of Duty were pretty awesome.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, because my brother worked at a church when I was in high school, and I went and visited my brother. We went to this guy's house, and he was a pilot in the military, a cargo pilot, and he had some of the night vision goggles. It's crazy, the amount of detail that you can see. It's nothing like, I expected it to be all grainy with lines in it like the video games, but no, it's clear as day. It's awesome.
I was I was hosting a lock-in one time, as per my job, and one of the kids brought a pair of night vision goggles to cheat at hide and seek, and they weren't military grade, but they were pretty legit. I told her she could not use those.
We had the same thing happen, and we had, but it was like a little boxy camera thing, and everything looked closer or further than it was. So he was like running into people and stuff. It was really funny.
Zephyr said he has to. It was him, and he's got to leave early because of it.
What?
He's got. It was him that stole the amiibos.
Gotcha, Zeph.
I think I would want to steal an entire truckload of the UK's allotment of Half-Life 3.
Right.
And drive it off of a cliff so that I will burn it to the ground so that nobody else may have it. So that would be
That's
mine.
cool. I'd steal a truckload of Pokemon paraphernalia.
Pokemon?
Yeah, because I'm really into that.
Stay tuned for the poker rap. Don't go anywhere.
I'm really into the Pokemons now for some reason. I don't know.
Now?
Yeah, like I've got a Charizard. Well, hold on, let me cut my phone back off so you can see it. I've got a Charizard, like Skyrim background for my phone. It's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool-ish.
Last week I learned the Dovazul part of the Dovahkiin song.
The what?
The dragon speak part of the song.
Oh.
He kept singing it on while we were playing Halo the other day.
It's what I now use to put my daughter to sleep.
That's creepy. It's very creepy.
Why is it creepy?
Because your daughter's going to speak dragon language.
Ah,
What if her
sweet.
first word is a dragon word and not
Dovahkiin!
I have to learn the dragon word for father, and that's what she's going to call me for her whole life.
dragon
It's
for
Dovadad.
Dovazul
Dovadad?
Dovadad.
is the language.
Dovadad. Dovadad.
Okay, this is not.
Because it's a specific universe's dragon language.
English to dragon language from Prima Games.
We'll see. Thum.org is a good site. Let's see. Father. Borma.
Borma. That sounds tough. Which one is this from?
That's
Borma.
Skyrim.
Yeah, that's Skyrim.
Shakti.
All right. Borma.
Borma. There you go. That's what your child is going to call you from here on out.
Borma Shakti.
Seth, what would you steal?
I would steal every one of those 20th anniversary PlayStation 4s
Dang it.
that were made.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
I kind of
I'd sell one to you.
expected Seth to steal a truck full of daughters' hearts.
Yeah, that's true.
I already
You
have one of those.
You remember when Sony deleted the only email that had the list of winners for those 20th anniversary PlayStations?
Yeah.
It's like you didn't just like print that off and put it in a file somewhere. It was saved on a computer and you didn't back it up. We talked about that on like episode 12.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Fun times. Nostalgia.
A long, long time ago.
All right. Next item on the list. 2K is teasing a new game called Advent. And they tweeted about it last week. And it was just a short little clip, but it looks very Bioshocky. Not like Bioshock, but the art kind of like Bioshock.
I think the setting kind of thing.
There's
Is,
kind of dystopian feel going on to it.
Yeah.
So this is not a Christmas story game.
No.
Okay.
No. Here. Did you watch this?
I saw the lights on the towers and I just assumed Christmas story.
It could
I'm
be.
kidding.
Those beacons are for Santa Claus. So, yep, that's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yep, that's all there is.
That's the
There were some from this angle. It kind of looks like a city builder game.
right.
Ain't no city building.
I don't think it is.
Well, but think about the word Advent. You know, Advent, the start of something, the birth of something. So the birth of a city. Advent, you start your city and you try to build it from old age to modern day times and make the greatest metropolis of all time. That's just some wild speculation about what this is.
I don't know, but this little clip that's going, it looks like it's going to be like a. It reminds me of Watch Dogs, and I'll explain why. Because they have
Buildings.
that company, the company like trying to take over stuff, and he was trying to stop them from taking over stuff. Maybe I completely misunderstood the story. I didn't finish. I
don't think you played very much of Watch Dogs.
No, I played a good bit of it. I just didn't.
This is like when you thought that the character you played as during Black Flag was a Templar the entire time.
Yeah. That's from the beginning.
And Seth was like, you didn't play much of it there, did you? And you were like, no, I beat it.
Oh yeah, that's how we figured out that you were the one skipping the cutscene.
So what do you think it is?
I don't. It looks like one of those games where like everything's veiled. Like you're under this group, this governing force, and everything's kind of veiled. And you're like a protagonist that's trying to fight against this government in like a rebellious way. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Move in today and fear the world of tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's really cool to me. I don't know.
Could be. I mean, it's very hard to tell from just a shot of a city.
Yeah.
Well, this thing right here is what I'm.
Yeah,
referring
no,
to.
I know. The
With a shot of the city with the words on top of it.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
much more information.
I don't know why they would put that in there if it wasn't like a story driven, like you're fighting against some anti-government.
I love sticking it to the man.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day I
Like
wake
the
up.
game,
and
stick it to the man.
How can I
bet you
stick it to
do.
the man today?
Mm.
I've got
Yeah.
a bad case of stick it to the man-iosis.
Mm-hmm. That's why I only take a penny.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
You only take a penny?
Yep, I never leave a penny.
Oh, I'll take the whole thing of
Oh.
pennies. That's why I was saying a penny. You just I'd empty the entire.
I'm a
thing in
modern
my
day
pocket.
anarchist, the first world anarchist. It's pretty good. Any other thoughts on Advent, guys?
Yeah, it
no.
would be cool to come out in Christmas time.
Praise God from.
Whom all
Blessings for.
All right, moving on. Need for Speed is going to require an online connection. This was according to a tweet from the official Need for Speed page. So, in order to even play the single-player campaign, you are going to need to be connected online. Let me read
It's
you.
a good plan. There's never been any backlash over that.
Seriously. I think we talked about this a few months ago about how everyone freaked out because Xbox was going to be always online, but then some of the biggest games that have released on Xbox so far have required you to be online.
Yes.
Like, you can't play Titanfall without an internet connection. All right, someone said, well, the Need for Speed tweeted, Need for Speed will require an online connection, but the benefits are nice. More variety and a more rewarding experience with your friends. So,
I hate that. I really do. I don't because like I play game. I've gotten to where I really started to like the suspend and resume feature on my console, and you can't use that for. You can't use that for games that are always online because.
Be careful with that on The Witcher.
yeah.
Well, I don't do it for Xbox because I don't unless I just don't. I normally always cut my Xbox off, but for like PlayStation, I've just gotten so like I'll play Road to the Show and I'll be playing I don't know 5 or 6 games and then I'll cut my game or I'll switch to like Netflix or something and then put it in resume in suspend mode and then come back and play Road to the Show like the next day or something. Like I love having that, being able to do that. And I understand like it's going in the future, but I wish there was a way you could cut it on and off. Like I want to have it online or I just want to be by myself. I understand to move into the future, you've got to kind of make compromises, but I don't know. I just wish.
Go ahead.
I hate it because it assumes that I guess most people do, but it's kind of a jacked up thing to do for people who don't have a consistent internet access because it's more common than you might think. The area,
Or even people that have data caps.
yeah, like the area where I live now, like a vast majority of people either don't have internet access or their internet access is the crappy satellite internet.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a guy who's planning to bring his Xbox by the church so that I can update it for his son so his son can play a game because the game requires an update that they can't get because they don't have internet. I'm like, it's kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's funny because they're the whole marketing behind this Need for Speed is that it's going to be a reboot of the franchise going back to what made Need for Speed popular, initially. And so they've gone back to customization and they're really tapping into the urban car culture to try to give you an experience that aligns with, what you would really see in the car world. But then they go totally opposite of what originally was on the franchise by requiring it to be always online. And how much variety can you get? Like, I mean, maybe randomly being able to race people or online leaderboards, because that's never broken a game before.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Tetris Ultimate for PS4. So I think it's funny because it doesn't it doesn't match the marketing and the branding for what they want this game to be.
And there's a sort of irony to a game that's all about dodging authority, kind of cracking down on people like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and there's still a lot of time. Maybe the backlash will be great enough that they'll change their minds.
So everyone get out there and backlash, all right?
We got to organize about something, guys. And if we're not going to organize about the ridiculously high taxes in this country.
For real. Never mind. I won't get started.
Libertarianism. Free tax or fair market tax.
Free tax. It's like I want a free tax weekend every day of the year.
Or what if it's like free bleeding? It just means you get a whole lot of tax. Well, I mean, that's what we have now, so.
That's very true. Welcome to Political 3 Podcast. Next item on the list, FIFA 16 is going to be featuring women's national teams, and I have never seen crap hit the fan harder than when FIFA announced this. Now, they were hyping up that they had a big announcement coming this week, and so FIFA fans were getting really excited about it, and then they released a trailer that said it was going to be featuring a lot of these women's national teams, and people freaked out about it. And it was a little bit ridiculous of like, I can't believe why would they put women in it? And you had all the jokes about, well, they're going to have a stadium named the Kitchen. And it showed, we talk all the time about just like the misogyny in games.
Yeah.
And the sexism in games. And people hear that and immediately are like, no, that doesn't define gaming culture. But then the loudest people in these situations are those people. Who they're the first people to comment on the YouTube video. I'm going to click on this YouTube video, and I'm going to look at what the top comment is.
Oh, gosh, we're going to
and
read the comments.
I'm probably going to kill myself.
Get ready to enter the most wretched hive of scumability.
Seriously. Is there a worse comment thread site
worst thing
than YouTube?
Reddit?
Yes.
No, Reddit's comments are helpful
On occasion.
a lot of times. Are they in the game? I want indoor soccer back. I always thought football was a girl sport. Okay, that's funny. I always thought football was a girl sport anyway. Okay.
12,000 dislikes. Keep feeding the feminist guys.
Yeah.
One of
There
the
are
worst gaming
14 there are
communities.
almost 14,000 dislikes on this video. That's insane to me. Why do people get so butthurt about this stuff? That's not rhetorical. Why do you think people get butthurt about this?
I don't know.
I don't understand it. Like, if there is... Never mind. That's mean. No, I'll say it. If there's one group of stereotypical people in the country that really desperately need to learn how to interact with women better, it's gamers. So.
Very, very true.
Like, I don't know. There's like this huge pride issue almost. Like, girls can't be as good at stuff as I am. So I'm going to make sure they know they don't belong in gaming.
Do you think that's what people are most offended by, is that this game is now going to feature women that are better than them at soccer?
If you're listening and you're one of the people upset about the women in the game, you may want to head to your first aid kit now and get the burn ointment.
There's not a better year to do this than this year, too, because you have...
This is the year of women.
Yeah, well, and you have the Women's World Cup coming up.
Oh, yeah,
and at least in America, for American soccer fans, the U.S. team is one of the favorites to take home the trophy. And this kind of gets that hype train rolling for it and piggybacks off of that stuff. And so you're going to see a ton of FIFA 16 commercials during the World Cup, I would imagine, as a result of this. And, like, it just makes sense. And it's really, does it really require that much of, like, dev time? You're doing some head scans and creating some new player models, but everyone freaked out and thought, and part of it was just the hype train of, we're going to make a huge announcement, and this is a big announcement. But people freaked out and were like, well, this is what they've wasted all their development time on. And I'm like, there are a ton of people who work on this game, and it only took a cross-section of them to make this happen.
Yeah, the head scan people probably aren't the same ones doing the coding.
Yeah, or the feature building or anything like that. They're out there taking pictures of
Mia Hamm. She's still playing.
Seth jumps in. Player 4 has entered the battle.
Mia Hamm?
Yeah.
I think this is her last year was her last year.
Last year was her last
She Derek Jetered it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I get upset when I see that stuff because we jokingly say things in private with one another, but we also know our views aren't what we actually say. But people on the internet actually believe the crap that they're spitting.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Sometimes I don't want to live on the internet anymore.
Sometimes I want to live on the moon.
Please don't be one of the internet. Help me with a noun. None of these are acceptable.
Fart nuggets.
Fart nuggets. Don't be one of those.
Don't be an internet fart nugget.
Protuberances.
Don't hate women
We're gonna-
on the internet.
We're going to come and we're going to take all your butt bucks.
We need women.
All of them away.
Yep.
Take them away. Long, far away. Like to the moon.
And
Which
all
is-
these women are better at soccer than you. Just cope with it, okay? You're good at things too. It's okay that it's not soccer.
This was an interesting comment that I saw on one of the threads about this is how these players are going to be rated.
I was going to say that.
How the female players are going to be rated. First of all, you're not going to be able to play like a women's national team against a men's team. That's the way they have it set up. But it's kind of a lose-lose situation, because the truth of the matter is that the best women's player is probably only as good as maybe one of the worst guys in the English Premier League.
Whoa.
Just in terms of speed, in terms of physicality, in terms of athleticism, like that's just.
I'd say the best is probably mid-level.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't
don't
say
know,
worst.
but it's not any. Well, but you got to think EPL is like the top tier football league in the world. So, but anyway. They're not going to be the highest. They're not the best football players in the world, the soccer players in the world.
Right.
And so, are they going to rate the players as they relate to one another, or as they relate to the men's stats? So, are we going to have people in the 90s? Like, are we going to have women's players in the 90s? And people are going to get butthurt either way about that.
Yeah.
Like people thinking that they're too good, and then other people coming in thinking that they're not good enough. It's kind of, I don't want to say brave. Brave's not the right word. But it is a bold move for FIFA to do it, because they had to have expected and anticipated people to be like real butthurt about this for some
It's a
reason.
lose-lose. You got I mean, I guess
be happy because
you're not worried so much about the people that are already that are like sexist against it, but still it's a lose-lose.
You would think you'd be excited because that's just more content that you would get. But
Yeah.
this isn't the world we live in.
Nope.
The whiners are always the loudest too. You always got to remember that.
Wah,
When
I'm a
people
baby.
enjoy
I don't like
stuff,
girls.
They're rarely
Wah.
vocal about it.
That's true. That's very true. I don't go through liking most of the things that people say that I like, but I will sure downvote something that doesn't relate to the conversation.
Right.
Next item on the list. A Minecraft-style Lego game called Lego Worlds is now in early access on PC and will possibly be coming to consoles, I believe.
Rip off!
Thanks, Gary! Not necessarily, Gary. Not necessarily a ripoff.
What are you looking at me for?
'Cause-
I'm not Gary.
Because Minecraft and Lego inspire one another. Like, Minecraft was inspired by Legos, and now Minecraft is inspiring Lego to enter into this arena. So, ripoff's a strong word. Iteration, inspiration,
Lego makes Minecraft Lego sets.
yes.
How does that work?
They make them, and then they
Yeah, but
stamp them.
are they competing against Minecraft, or are they?
Well, this will be competing against Minecraft.
I mean, is that going to stop making physical Lego sets that are Minecraft? Then I wonder.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I don't know. It's just funny. It's a weird thing to think about. They're colleagues in one section and they're enemies in another.
But I have this prediction now that, and here's how I'm going to get here from this. Okay, so Minecraft, Lego, the building block, inspires Minecraft, the video game, the world-building video game. Minecraft, the video game, inspires Lego to make a Lego game, a world-building game. Lego uses the Lego Dimension figures as a Toys to Life thing where you can put like the Doctor Who characters in and then play with them in Lego Worlds. That inspires Minecraft to then put a Toys to Life feature in their game as well,
How would that work?
where you can buy different versions of Steve or different licensed characters, put them on a pad, and then you can play with them on Minecraft.
Yeah, or Steve could have a gun.
Stevie's got all gone.
That would be cool.
So this is just going to be a big circle of inspiration, I believe.
Okay,
So
I could see that.
you're a big Minecraft fan.
Yes.
You saw a little bit of this Lego Worlds game. We
Mhm.
played that commercial today when we were watching TV. And what would make this stand out to you? What would make this surpass your experience of Minecraft? Or what is Minecraft missing that Lego could do that would win you over?
Well, it's kind of a back and forth. I mean, there's something that I really like about Minecraft that I really hate about Minecraft, and that's the fact that it takes so long to gather resources to build. If you're doing it legitimately, it takes a long time to gather enough resources to build something big and awesome. But that's also something I love about Minecraft is the having to gather the resources to build what you're building. So that it's a catch-22. Is that the proper usage of that phrase? I don't know if that's.
We'll allow it.
Okay.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks. But I saw in that clip that Lego they're having it like it almost looked like you could make something and then copy it and like paste it over here kind of thing. That looks really cool. It also looked like they were just erecting things out of the ground without actually putting it together. It was just like they were pressing a button and it just made an object. It wasn't like you had to construct it. That would be a cool feature that Minecraft could take from the Lego game, if that's a feature that's in the Lego game, is once you make a building, like if I want to make a village or something, being able to copy and paste my buildings from my village. That would be kind of neat. I don't know. I like that. I like that outside of it. That looks really cool.
The difference in what Minecraft does as opposed to what Lego Worlds is going to be doing is Lego Worlds, it appears like you kind of take a third-person view of your world in order to build it. Like a top-down view
like
of your
Sims
world.
on SimCity kind of.
Yeah. And then you can play as characters inside that world and do stuff after you build it. Whereas in Minecraft, it is you are a person gathering resources and building it. Right. So they're different experiences on the one hand. Because of the whole like copy and paste and all that, Minecraft appeals to me more than that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the resource gathering is what makes it Minecraft. Like that's what makes it, because you've worked so hard to get those pieces to make that building. But
that's what makes creepers so infuriating.
Yes.
And I wonder, there's not much of a story or end game to Minecraft. There is a little.
There's
bit
an end
of
game.
One. Yeah, there's a little bit of one. I would wonder if Lego is going to have, if Lego Worlds is going to have one, or if it's just go in there and wreak havoc on your own world.
See, I've never played
Tetris.
Disney Infinity.
Ah, there you go.
How is that? How does that game? Is there a story to that game, or how does that work?
Yeah.
So there's an end game for that.
But there's different like character worlds. Like you have the Avengers world. You can buy things where you can play with Merida and it tells a story for Merida, and like it's not one giant end game. It's a bunch of little.
Got you.
I'll be shooting for my own hand. And
yes.
So I wonder if it would have that kind of thing. If it would be like miniature. I would almost assume so. It would be really cool if it was just like Lego Deathmatch. Because for some reason, I saw like a Lego person shooting somebody's house that they made with like a rocket launcher. Lego Deathmatch.
That'd be awesome. Or you just try to like lay a bunch of Legos out on the floor and get your enemies to step on them.
Yeah. Or it's just a bunch of like really pixelated gore, like Lego chunk gore.
There's just like, red Legos pouring out of this guy's throat.
Yeah. You're like, sweet, I need more red Legos for my house. Go pick them up.
You build a blood house.
Oh, that sounds so hardcore. Let's build a blood house, guys.
Gosh, we should go play Minecraft.
We should build a blood house.
This makes me really want to play Minecraft.
I really want to get it on my Vita. I really want you to buy a Vita and get it on your Vita.
I got a lot of money for my birthday already, so maybe.
Ooh, let's go buy you a Vita.
I can't right now. I don't have enough.
But you can buy a Vita.
These are not the droids you're looking
Buy it on
PlayStation
mobile. It's
Vita.
cross-platform.
Huh?
Oh, man.
Buy it on your cell phone. It's cross-platform.
To Vita, really?
No. Between Apple and Android.
Oh, can we play it together?
I'm not playing that.
Well, I've got it for all the consoles that I own, so we can play it on Xbox or we can play it on PlayStation.
But the thing is, if I'm sitting in front of my PlayStation or my Xbox, I'm going to play something different.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
I want Minecraft right there on a little mobile experience, but not my phone.
What a lame.
I don't like touch controls.
Lame-o!
I'm okay.
Hello, that's her.
Next item on the list.
Shut up,
Gary.
Shut up, Gary.
You shut your mouth, Gary. You're fired. The coffee you make is terrible.
You can't fire me!
That's true. Gary doesn't get paid or exists, so can't fire him. Next item on the list. According to an article from IGN, Sony is looking to reach casual gamers with the PS4. This is during its annual Investor Relations Day. Sony revealed its strategy for growing its gaming division, in which the game company plans to, quote, acquire casual users while further strengthening the engagement of core gamers through relevant title offerings. So let's start serious. And
Can I do the obligatory? This is the hardcore gamer console. Now we can move on.
okay, great, fantastic. What do you think this means? What do you think it means? Appealing to the casual gamer. What is the casual gamer? What's the casual gamer looking for?
Yeah, I don't know what
anything but Bloodborne.
We are exclusive. The only thing you can play on PlayStation from now on is Bloodborne.
Oh, go ahead, Larry. Sorry.
The PS4 is the least child appealing of the consoles, I think. So maybe they're trying to target that market a little more. I don't know.
Now, I would consider myself a casual gamer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he only he plays a lot of stuff, but he only plays it for like an hour.
He's like, guys, when do you get a sword in The Witcher?
I mean, because I do play. I mean, a lot of my free time I play, but now that I'm older, a lot of my free time is no longer existent. So I don't have as much. I guess relative to the free time I have, I'm a hardcore gamer. I don't know.
How many hours do you play a week? That's how I measure casuality.
It just depends on the week. It's anywhere from 5 to 10.
Yeah, that's probably casual range. Like since the babies have been born, I've been like mostly like in the 2 to 7.
I go like a solid 30 to 50, probably.
I think I'm around 20 to 30 a week.
See, and I wish I was more, but I don't know. I just not that I don't want to play. I just don't ever really feel like I have time to.
When I think about casual gamer now, I think about the people who wouldn't even define themselves as a gamer, but they play like Candy Crush on their phone, or Clash of Clans, or Farmville on or one of those dumb Zynga Facebook games. And I hope that what they mean isn't that they are going to bring those sorts of things over to the console.
Yeah.
But if you think about the idea of suspend and resume and just being able to jump back in, like a casual gamer wants something that they don't have to invest a lot of time into, so that they can just jump in and jump out, play a match or two, and get out.
Well, Sony's always been like a big indie platform, and like a lot of those indie games are get in and get out. Like there's not, I mean, not all of them. There's a lot that have huge blockbuster stories that are like consume a lot of time, but there's a lot of indie games that are, just let's get in for a little 30, 45-minute experience and then get right back out. I think about like, well, I just was ready to say an Xbox one. That's not it. Like I think about Trials. Like I downloaded Trials Evolution or Trials Fusion. I know that's not an indie game, but like I can get in while The Witcher was updating. I got in and played like 2 or 3 minutes of that game, just waiting on the update to finish, and I got through 2 tracks, and I felt like I had done a lot in that game within the very short amount of time. So for me, I think like if they bring something like that, if they focus on games like that, as long as they're still bringing the big titles like The Witcher and Witcher's not PS4 exclusive, but as long as they're still bringing stuff like that, they can still hold that blockbuster big game, AAA thing, then I think they're okay. But I'm with you. I would hate to see Clash of Clans or Candy Crush Soda Saga on PlayStation 4. That would be really, really terrible.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird line because for a casual gamer, there has to be enough name recognition behind it to appeal to them. So like an indie game isn't necessarily going to appeal to a casual gamer because they've never heard that name before.
That's true.
There are a lot of casual gamers who get on and play 10 matches of Halo a week, but it's Halo, big name game. They're casual about it. Or, Destiny, something like that, where you can be casual about it. So I don't know what it means, but when I think about it, I think about the couple years where Madden really slipped up and tried to appeal to the casual football fan, and they made things like game flow and just tried to make everything. They made one button mode, which was awful, and that was where they really started to lose their vision of what they wanted to be, which was a hardcore football simulation. That's what John Madden wanted when he started the project in the 1980s, and I don't want PlayStation 4 to go away from that, because what's made them successful thus far is what you jokingly said, is that a lot of people see it as the hardcore gamers console. And that's a perception thing. It's not necessarily true, but sometimes perception matters more than reality. You know, we talk about perceived exclusivity in games. Like, that's why it was so good that Microsoft bought Mojang, even though Minecraft was going to continue to be offered on other platforms. Perceived exclusivity. So if they don't mess up your reputation just to try to possibly expand your audience, but no casual gamer is gonna, if it's defined in the way of like the people who play Candy Crush or Clash of Clans, they're not going to go buy a $400 console to do that on. Why don't you market your PlayStation TV that is $50 and make games like that for it?
Because that plays Vita games. Yeah, I mean, you can easily do that, something like that.
Yeah,
it was funny when you were just saying that about Larry. I was listening to the Beyond podcast on the way back from DC this weekend, and there was a point they were talking about when the PSP came out, where there was just a bunch of handhelds. Nintendo was pretty much holding monopoly over the handheld market, but there were a bunch of like just really like low level handheld systems, and PSP came in, and they were like it was like the handheld that like this is kind of a quote from the podcast. It's the handheld that the guy in your math class who sold enough weed to afford a handheld console could buy, and that was the guy they were marketing to. They didn't have anything that was like for the like niche players. They didn't have anything that was it was all hardcore stuff. And I think it's funny. I think it's kind of a funny thing to look at PS4 saying, okay, hey, we're going to take a step back and appeal to these people who may have been like Game Gear owners at the time when we brought a PSP out, and that we wanted to take over the world with this hardcore concept, but we're actually going to take a step back and be more casual now, which is kind of funny to me. I don't know.
I think Burst Mountain is really highlighting our struggle to pin down the term casual gamer, because you can either define it by the games they play or by the amount of time they spend playing the games. And so he posed the question, my mom plays Candy Crush, stuff like that, for 10 hours a week. I play Halo and Warframe maybe 2 hours a week. Who would you consider casual in that example?
And my answer would be both.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
What would you guys say?
I agree. I would consider both casual. I mean, 10 hours isn't really a lot of time either way, one way or the other. I guess it's really a subjective term, though, because you can't really define hardcore. Is just kind of just kind of an idea. It's like,
and oh, sorry, am I interrupting you?
No, you're fine.
And I think it's important to note too that although some people use casual gamer in a derogatory term, we at P3P do not. In fact, like we just said, Ben and I consider ourselves casual gamers because of how little time we get to pour into games these days. I've been a hardcore gamer before, but right now I would definitely fall into the casual category.
And a game like Candy Crush is designed to suck you in and make you play for 10 like and that 10 hours isn't happening on 2 hour bursts. You know, that's picking up your phone when you're waiting in line at the bank. Or it's you know, it's playing on your phone while, you know, someone drives you around. Like, You're not sitting down and dedicating 2 hours of your time to playing Candy Crush. And the game is designed to just be pick up and set down. And let me just make this clear. I wasn't saying that Halo is a casual game. I'm saying that there are people who play Halo casually. And then there are people who play it for 50 hours a week and are ridiculous at it, and you need to get a job. All right?
Is this your job?
Because I want to be good at Halo, and I don't have the time to be good at Halo.
Yeah.
Although we did work, me and you, the other night. It was brilliant work.
We did really
Destiny?
good whatever night.
No, on Halo. That game you had 22 kills, I had 21 kills.
Oh yeah.
And then Ben and Jessica combined for 5.
Yeah,
and Larry
stealing all the kills.
Larry had 7.
I had like 30 assists.
Remember that game I had 16 assists?
Yeah, you remember that game I had 30
That
assists?
was ridiculous. I hated it.
Yeah. Just kidding. I never had 30 assists. I lied. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. I think it's all. I mean, if you want to be labeled one way or the other, I think it's all in the, like, if you're that worried about where I fall in the casual or hardcore realm, like, I don't know. It's not really worth worrying about, I guess, you know? I know that's not the argument we're trying to make, but I feel like this Burst Mountain guy's really worried that we're labeling him casual, and that's, I mean,
It doesn't matter. Then.
yeah, it doesn't really matter.
And you said it already, but I'm going to reiterate what you said. Casual isn't bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of wish I was casual sometimes.
we host a podcast, a gaming podcast, and we're like in tune with this world. And for the most part, we're more casual than many other gamers, like, because we have jobs and lives
And
outside
life gets in the way, yeah.
outside of gaming. And so some of us can't be as hardcore as we want to be, and some of us aren't as casual as we want to be either. So it's not necessarily a bad thing either way. You can be too hardcore at gaming. I've met those guys. They're annoying as crap.
I used to be that way, and then my college gave me something called academic probation.
You got all that too?
Yeah, I
How many guys
lost my scholarships, and it was bad times.
How many guys do we know that failed out of college because of World of Warcraft? I think at least 3.
Kenny,
I know one off the top of my head, but I don't know.
You need to turn on.
Anyway, we won't say names.
lightning shield. Put your lightning power to F3.
Bedroom. Enough talking. Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. All right.
That's fun game.
Thanks, Gary.
And I mean, just to summarize the whole thing, we don't know what in the world PlayStation means when they say we're trying to appeal to the casual gamer, because we don't know how they're defining it, and we don't know what they're going after, and so we really can't hammer down what they're going to do.
And it's really a hard thing to say too, because now they got to come out and define what that direction was. And many people who own a PlayStation will, right now, would probably be offended if this marketing direction was aimed at something for them. They're like, I'm not casual, you know. When they may not mean it pejoratively either. They obviously don't mean it pejoratively. You don't put a pejorative term in a press release. All right. Well, let's for a second do what we like to do over here at P3P. We've been talking realistically here, but let's move on to Seth's favorite section. Let's do a little wild speculation about what.
Wild speculation!
What speculation?
Thanks, Gary.
Is Gary going to be a thing from now on? Please tell me
No.
Gary's going to be a thing from now on.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
in favor of Gary being a thing from now on, raise your hand.
Me.
Thanks, Gary. All right. We've got 4 votes. Did you vote too?
Yeah.
We've got 5 votes to 1.
We just talked about how bad it was.
No, it's
We're gonna
great.
Keep doing
It's great. Me,
Don't Gary.
me, Diz, Ben, Seth, and Gary all agree that Gary should stick around.
Get some, Gary.
5 to 1. Tell us in the chat what you think. We don't need to drive it into the ground, though, guys.
Yeah,
we have a tendency to drive it into the ground tonight.
We gotta be really careful
Tonight.
with our Gary usage.
All right.
So
Wild speculation.
If we drive Gary into the ground, does he cease to exist?
You can't drive him into the ground. We're not going to allow that to happen. We'll fire you before we'll fire Gary.
Whoa.
I hate you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary. All right. Wild speculation. What is PS4 going to do to appeal to the casual gamer in our wild speculation corner today? What do you think?
Repeat the question. I wasn't listening.
What do you think? What do you think what do you think Sony is going to do for the casual gamer? Wild speculation.
I think it's going to start with the next Call of Duty game is going to have casual DL. It's going to be Candy Crush DLC,
Or they have a rainbow gun.
and you have to barrage your friends with messages over Xbox Live to ask for more hearts to get to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna come out with a pill that they give you that just gives you like the 2-hour experience of playing video games without actually having to play video games. So your brain
Did
just
you
tells
say
you
halving?
halving. Yes.
like HALFING.
yeah,
like we
I'm
were
running
halving-
between the black person and the white person.
Whoa,
Oh,
buddy.
whoa.
Whoa, let's back up. Let's rewind.
Your shots fired.
Oh, man.
Sorry, Gary.
Continue.
I'm ashamed.
I
Of
don't
this
know if I want
podcast
you to
right
continue.
It was
Let's
just
take
a-
a vote. Do we want
It was
Ben
just
to
a pill
continue?
thing. It was just a pill thing. That's it.
now.
We're
I'm
good.
not in favor
Go
of
ahead.
Ben
Go ahead.
continuing.
Go ahead. Go, someone else go.
Put him in verbal timeout again.
I'll
It
put-
never works.
Yeah, you can't. You can't verbal time out.
You can't tie me
You
down.
can't stifle the Ben.
He's the
It's
birthday
me.
The birthday boy gets one racist rant, and he used it already.
Yep.
If I dump coffee on the soundboard, we'll all be in verbal timeout
That's very true.
and maybe electrocuted.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ben.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Yes, appealing to the casual gamer. Seth?
I don't know. I really want to say that just by opening up things like Candy Crush and things like that makes sense. It's hard to for something wild. A VR game. So you buy the hardcore equipment, but you can do something as simple as ride a pig through space and time.
That sounds pretty hardcore to me.
No.
Riding pig through space.
Sort of like
and time?
you're just basically sitting on a pig. The pig's flying. You can kind of steer him by moving your body this way or that, hither or thither.
You have figured out
And-
how to time travel. That's so hardcore.
You're not figuring it out. The game does it for you. Basically, it's just kind of like one of those little things you like sit in the mall that simulates a roller coaster, but really you're just riding a pig through space and time.
That little horse that you drop a quarter in and goes back, that is nothing like a roller coaster.
There was a lady smoking outside of Kmart, sitting on one of those carousels
It was.
the other day.
It was going.
And it was so
When I went to
weird.
Roanoke Saturday, I saw, and this is kind of bad, but kind of really good. There was a two-legged man driving a wheelchair down the highway with a one-legged woman sitting in his lap.
All right.
And then I saw
Wait, how many legs do we have?
three altogether.
How many of them worked? All of them? Did all of the legs work?
The three, there was one that didn't exist.
I'm sure it existed.
It didn't at one point in time.
Yeah. It
Maybe
probably,
not.
If you rode your pig a few years in the past, maybe that leg would be there.
We
But
don't know
then-
what kind of shrine
Then I
she
pulled
has.
onto the bridge going to Thelma's, and I saw a man urinating on a bridge.
What are we even
And then I
talking
saw-
about?
Let's just join this
And
conversation.
then I
Let's
saw
get
a
back
bearded
into
lady.
it.
You said something about a lady smoking a cigarette driving a horse.
She was riding a carousel. It was
I think he was talking about
child
the Red Dead
carousel.
Redemption.
I'm just waiting on you to make a joke.
I think it's going to be a Bloodborne themed temple run where you only have to survive for 10 minutes and you beat the game, so that there will be a lot more people who can say that they beat Bloodborne. That's my wild speculation.
It's sort of like how Wendy's has ghost pepper fries, but if there's any ghost pepper in that,
Seriously.
it's like 1 drop per 8 gallons.
Yeah, no kidding.
I got some. This is completely away from the topic, but I got some really hot sauce for my birthday yesterday.
Whoa.
It's like the hottest in
Completely
South
away from
Carolina.
the topic. We never do that around here, all right?
It's called
You gotta submit a
flashbang.
request.
It's called flashbang.
Oh, I thought you...
Dude,
never mind. I thought you
I-
said something totally different.
I bet for real, if you dump that at somebody's
text it to
eyes,
you.
they wouldn't be able to see for a couple minutes.
I tried a little bit, and it burned my mouth the entire night. It was ridiculous.
When we ate that habanero pepper, let me just tell you, that was the single worst night of my life. All right? I pooped so much that night, and there was no relief. I wanted to-
what night?
We ate a habanero pepper for a video we were making for camp.
We ripped off Hot Pepper Game.
Yeah, we ripped off Hot Pepper Gaming completely.
It's
And it was awful. You didn't swallow yours, though, did you? Did you
I
swallow the
swallowed
pepper?
part of it.
How were your poops later that evening?
It was not good, and I drove for 5 hours that night.
I know.
So,
I thought about that after we were done. I was like, he's driving to D.C. This is going to be awful.
It was like
He's gonna
real
be-
hot farts the entire.
He's going to be having to hover over a Hardy's bathroom, hoping he doesn't get AIDS while he
Yeah,
takes a
not
dump.
good. We had a nice bathroom though. It wasn't nice after we got done with the hotel room, but
I swallowed 3/4 of mine, and I had 3 1-hour bathroom trips.
Oof. I'm telling you, I spent a combined 2 hours on the toilet that night.
Was this last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
it was
awful.
terrible.
I wanted to sit in a bathtub of milk.
We need to show Seth
Just
the
let it
videos.
cascade.
I felt like my face was falling off.
Diz's tongue stopped working.
Yeah, Diz started talking like this. And he looks at me with the saddest look on his face and goes, "Why do my hands not work?"
I swallowed. One of my swallows. I coughed at the same time and like somehow got it up in my ears. My ears felt like they're gonna explode.
It was horrible. How do we get here? Next item on the list. I'm skipping that. That doesn't matter that much. I'll mention it. There's a new Xbox controller that's going to have the headphone jack available later this month.
Whoa.
So you'll be able to just plug headphones into it like a PlayStation controller.
Big new feature.
Yeah, that's
Look
cool. That's
out.
cool.
It's neat.
Now,
yeah.
if they would just announce also that it has a built-in battery,
yeah.
it'd be wonderful.
Boom,
Some
baby.
kind of wonderful.
Moving on.
Oh, they do have the gray PS4 controllers.
The combat,
now.
whatever.
No. They're just gray. It's just a gray PS4 controller like the old PlayStation 1.
Are they selling GameStop right now?
Yeah, and I really want one of my controllers to break. Wink, wink.
I can make this happen.
Do you have insurance on it?
No, but I'll just I'll be like, honey, I need to go buy another PlayStation 4 controller,
We can make it happen.
and then she'll let me. Next item on the list: Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition showed up on Amazon last week.
My goodness.
Have you heard a worse name in video games?
Have you played a worse game in video games?
Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition.
I feel like I've heard worse than that.
Really? Can you think of one?
Dragon Ball Z Budokai.
Oh, Flustercluck.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh man.
Why would anybody want this definitive edition?
I thought everyone loved the first one.
No,
I
it's
thought people
terrible.
liked the first one and didn't like the second one.
Terrible. This game was so awful. Maybe I was the only one. I hated this game. It had terrible frame rate issues. Like the sword play was really stupid. Like the whole even idea of the game was just dumb. Like it was a terrible game. I didn't like it.
Holy cow, guys. We're an hour and a half into this episode, and I never even realized it. We're having a blast. Anyway, let's move on. We've got reviews. Reviews for you. Larry, Smite, tell me about it.
Smite. Let me write something real quick.
Oh, okay.
Stall.
Larry's going to talk to us about Smite, which is a video game that you can play on the Xbox One with a controller and a lot of mind powers.
You can smite things.
All right, so Smite is a... I've forgotten the term for
MOBA.
this. MOBA. Smite is a MOBA. Not an amoeba, but a MOBA.
What is that?
Uh,
Inform me.
multiplayer online battle arena.
I don't know.
Sounds good. We're going to roll with it. So, if you've ever played League of Legends, this game is almost exactly the same as that, which I
Whoa.
thoroughly enjoy. It's so the premise is that you play. Oh, we got
it.
multiplayer online battle arena game, and so you select.
That would be a MOBAG.
Oh, my bad. It's a multiplayer online battle arena, not a game. This is real life. So,
I'm sorry.
anyway, as I've been trying to say for a minute now.
Inform us, Larry.
So you select your character from a pantheon of gods. So you've got Egyptian gods
A what?
and
A what?
pantheon.
Oh. That's very disappointing.
Your pants are on.
Panty on?
Middle School 3 podcast. Panty.
Let him get through the review.
Thanks, Gary.
Do you vote yes for Gary now?
As long as he's on my side like that.
Go ahead.
All right. So I played a game called Smite this week. It's a MOBA, a multiplayer online battle arena.
Game.
You select. I hate all of you. Have you
All right, we're all on verbal timeout.
It's a big old panty full of gods, and
you got your Egyptian gods and your Greek gods and your Mayan gods and Egyptian gods, and so you pick from them. They're different classes, and it's a little different from League of Legends because there are various game types. I've only played the classic. You're trying to capture the lane game, and there's just an arena where you're just mostly killing each other. It's a lot of fun. They have different abilities, different strengths and weaknesses. It's a game that really focuses a lot on teamwork. You have to have a team that's working together if you want to be successful. But I've had a whole lot of fun with the game. It's very entertaining. If you're going to play it, though, be prepared for pretty lengthy matches. I didn't actually time any of them, but I feel like it's like a 20 to 25 minute match. So I only play a couple of them in one sitting. And it has the style of purchase in which I believe it's going to be free to play when it comes out, right?
I'll check, but
Yep,
you keep
fact check
talking.
me. But you don't have to buy all of the characters. Each month you have a selection of free gods that you can play as, and that selection changes every month. I believe it's going to be. Maybe it's weekly, but I think it's monthly.
So kind of like the Fable Legends model.
Right, and if you find one that you enjoy, you can purchase. You can purchase them individually, and it's like $8 to buy 2 gods, and you can also buy them with in-game currency. It takes a long time to get enough to buy one, but I think it's neat that you could potentially unlock all of them for totally free. It would probably just take you years, or you can
The servers will be down by then, so
yeah, or you can pay $30 and just have all the characters. So it appeals to someone who wants the full experience at their fingertips, or someone who, like me, is a little tight on cash and is like, well, I'm going to find the couple I like and buy them. So It's been a fun game, enjoyable. I like the teamwork aspect. Very interesting selection of characters. Similar gameplay to League of Legends, but as of right now, I find it much more enjoyable than League of Legends.
Awesome.
Oh, and reviewing a word would be glorious. It's in glorious combat.
You wouldn't be Pantheon?
It wouldn't.
That's
Okay.
two words.
Is the combat like good? Is it like pretty like fluid combat, or how does it work? Is it like, I'm trying to think.
I don't know what
how
you're
to
asking.
describe it. Is it? Are you like
You
button
basically
mashing
use your
combat,
buttons.
or are you like setting up things like you press a certain button to do a certain attack or whatever?
Is it
Once you-
turn-based or real-time?
It's real time. For your basic attacks, it can just be mashing a button, but when you're using your specials, you've got to be deliberate in how you use those and your spacing and all that.
Okay, cool.
If I've never played a MOBA, would this be a good place to start?
I think so. It's not an easy thing to learn. Like in my experience with League of Legends and even this, I could see if you've never played one, it takes some getting used to. You've never played anything like WoW either, have you?
Mm-mm.
In ways, it's like WoW.
I played about 30 minutes of Neverwinter and thought that I would rather be scalped.
It's not enough like those games that it would turn me off to them because I hate those kind of games.
If you ever played WoW, it's nothing like that.
But well, I mean, it's like it in the sense of you've got these special
Right.
abilities with cooldowns that you've got to get. Like to be the best at the game, you've got to get used to what your attacks are, what they do, what kind of damage they do, and how long it takes to recharge.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's a good game to get into for that purpose, and it takes a little bit of time to learn, but don't let that turn you off to it.
Awesome. All right. House of Wolves, Seth. Tell us
Talk to
about
me.
House of Wolves.
I love.
Every time we ask Seth to tell us about a game, it always starts with, I love.
The same inflection too, right? It's
Yes,
because
every
it's
time.
always true. I love House of Wolves. I think
This is why Leanna doesn't come around anymore, dude. Because you just toss that word love around just recklessly.
I'm a
Recklessly.
lover
That's true.
of all things.
Got a lot to give. Love
Except
is one of those
Ben,
things.
weirdly enough.
You don't love me?
We'll talk
Oh.
later. He can change my mind.
It's his birthday. You just broke his heart on his birthday.
Oh, my birthday! That's messed up. Sorry, Gary.
It's okay, man.
Anyway. Sorry, Ben. I didn't mean it. I'll rub you a little bit.
It's a. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
For all of the podcast listeners, that is not what you think that means.
He's rubbing my back. Okay.
Anyway,
He's petting him
my
like
neck,
a
my
puppy.
back.
Just move on.
I love the House of Wolves, and I love it. I love it because I think for Destiny, it's a game changer. Takes a lot of the grinding out. They've changed so many things about how you level up, just simply gear and equipment. And really, anyone can level up to the max now. You don't have to do a raid. You don't even have to do the new in-game activities like Trials of Osiris and the Prison of Elders, because you can get Ethereal Light through the Iron Banner and just level up the equipment that you do have. It might take a little longer, but for people like me and like for us, that we're going to try to do a bunch of this crap, like the Trials of Osiris. But
We are
probably-
playing it tonight.
but
Yes.
probably never succeed. I hope that we do.
We are playing
will.
tonight.
Because
Playing
there's,
tonight.
I really want the Osiris pants for my hunter.
I do
They look
too.
awesome. They got like a gold flap on them.
I want to get them for you.
I want the
Thank
helmet. I want the warlock helmet. Yeah.
The
But
ram
then hopefully we
helmet?
can get some of the drops. But they just made this a lot more accessible, and I think that was one of the biggest problems that Destiny has had thus far in the year that we've had, is that between the original game and the Dark Below, it wasn't accessible to people that maybe have to play by themselves, or maybe that don't have 6 friends that play the game, and then you have to go and meet up with strangers and risk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and don't have hours and hours to pour into it.
Right.
And there's not even an easy in-game way to meet up with strangers.
No.
Exactly. But I really like the direction that this has taken, because it's making the game that much more accessible to people like me, who has friends that play the game but maybe don't like it or love it as much as I do. We have our little spurts where we play together, but I'm really digging it. And it's made me play the game that much more. I'd kind of gotten on a dry Destiny spell for a few months, and now I'm back, and I'm loving every minute of it.
I'll
Thank you.
say that this DLC has made this game the game I thought it was going to be at launch. for me.
Or at least that much more in that direction.
Well, and I think right now, if you could buy all of this package for $60, this is what people kind of expected Destiny to be.
Which I think you can now, actually.
Yeah, you
close
could
to it,
probably
yeah.
get Destiny for $25 and get the season pass for $35. I think you could do that.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this, well, this isn't with this DLC, but the fact that you can just buy the upgrade elements is awesome. Just buy them from the quartermaster rather than having to go grind and do patrol missions and stuff that's awesome. But that England map, that England multiplayer map
with the
is
churches
so
and stuff like that.
good. It's
Looks
like
an
a
old
bright,
World War II.
It's like a bright Bloodborne.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Sniper's
And
Paradise.
I'm hoping what that means is that in the expansion coming out in September, we're gonna get story missions there.
I think because the maps that we have, like right now, like the world maps, are filling up with missions really fast, so they're going to have to branch out, and that's why I think with this whole Mercury thing, where you've got, for those of you that aren't in the know, I don't know if we talked about it any last week, but you've got the Trials of Osiris, and if you can get 9 wins with no losses on your scorecard, you get access to a new social arena on Mercury, and only people that get the perfect score in the trials can get to it. And I'm thinking because it gets like a nice little spot on your map, like on your what do they call it, the director,
Is that what it's called?
whatever it's called,
I don't remember.
like your little directory where you choose what planet you're going to and therefore what part of the map on each planet you're going to. But I'm thinking because Mercury's showing up that hopefully, little wild speculation, we're going to see in this big update in December, we're going to see new Mercury missions, things like that, because it's supposed to be like a garden world right there next to the sun, and who the traveler kind of talks, or not the traveler, the speaker talks about it, like the intro when you first pop Destiny in and enter into the game. And maybe even and I'd like to, I have these big dreams for like seeing Neptune, just like beyond this huge water world like Camino in Star Wars Episode 2.
Beyond
Yeah,
the sea.
the open, like I feel like we're getting more and more places to explore. Like even like you were mentioning that England map, like not even playing the multi, just looking around and seeing what all there is to do in that little map is like the first time we played. I didn't kill anybody. Well, I killed a couple people, but I walked around trying to,
because you were all looking and seeing.
Yeah, I was trying to look at all the new
Sightseeing.
stuff.
How pretty the map was. Like sometimes when I'm playing, I just have to look up at the sky, not just on that map, but in general.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, "Hey guys, let's look at the sky for a minute." And like the clouds are just.
I love playing
gorgeous.
I love playing multiplayer with you because we'll be in the middle of a fight and you'll be like, "Hey, check this out real quick." I'm like, "I am shooting someone in the head. I'm not gonna look at you."
I've got it recently. It was when I just recently got the last word, and so I'm like, "Hey Luke, hey Ben, turn around, check me out," and then I pull up the last word and flip it around like gunslinger style.
Oh man, I'm so jealous of
just-
you. It's literally the only thing in that game I want.
The last word.
Yeah.
I just feel like you're being rewarded, like for, like even with being able to buy the upgrade materials from the quartermaster. You know what you have to do to be able to get that stuff. Like you're not, it's no guesswork within it. You just know, and I feel like it's getting more to that. And that's what I really wanted it to be. Was I know what I need to do to make this happen. Let me go do this, and then it'll work out.
And there's still stuff you got to grind for, but it's stuff that makes sense that you have to grind for, like
Right.
exotic shards and stuff like that.
Right.
I shouldn't have to grind to go get 16 spin metal to upgrade.
Oh my gosh,
my legendary
yeah.
weapon, and you don't have to do that anymore, and it's awesome. Review in a word.
If it's hyphenated, is it one word?
That's fine. I'll allow it.
Game changing.
I like that.
Game changing.
I was going to say variety. Between Prison of Elders, Trials of Osiris, the new story missions, the new social arena,
and the
new
old
multiplayer
raids,
maps.
the new strike, the
Yeah.
new maps. The game is really opening up, and in 9 years, I can't even imagine what this game's going to look like, how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's probably going to take up all 500 gigs on my PlayStation, and I'll be fine with that by then. I'll buy a backup.
A backup PlayStation.
A backup PlayStation for everything but
This
Destiny.
is my Destiny PlayStation.
This is my, oh man, if I bought the Glacier White one, if they still have any around, and make that my Destiny PS, because all your saves are in the cloud, right? On the Bungie servers?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Judgment, reviewing the word for me, because it's changed my judgment of this game. I had very much written this game off, and then we got this, and I'm just like, holy crap, I want to play a bunch of Destiny again.
Like it. Awesome. All right. Moving on to everybody's favorite segment, the random question of the week.
Random question of the week for the month for this week.
Does doesn't make any sense.
I came in a little flat.
It's okay.
I apologize.
We'll fix it.
I forget you.
Last week, no,
Was
2 weeks
beautiful.
ago, when you were here,
Beautiful.
that was the best random question
Beautiful.
of the week. Yeah. All right, here's a random question of the week. So we have we had a big fight a couple weeks ago between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao.
That wasn't a fight.
And
was a good- that was a
but the
decent
most
fight.
entertaining
Wasn't a
part of the
knockout
fight for a
fight.
lot of people was seeing who was in these people's entourage. So for Pacquiao, Jimmy Kimmel was one of them, and then for Floyd Mayweather, you had Justin Bieber and the Burger King guy. So my random question to you guys this week is: if you were a professional boxer about to fight in the fight of the century, what 3 people would you want to have in your entourage? All right, Ben, we're going to start with you.
No.
All right, Larry, we're going to start with you.
Do they all have to be alive?
No, but if they're in your entourage, it's just their body in whatever state that we dig it up in.
That's no fun. Okay, never mind.
That's as
then.
fun as it gets. Tell us who it would have been.
It would have been St. Nicholas.
Santa Claus is still alive.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Wait,
I've
is
got,
he
I've
really?
got 2, I think.
Hold on,
Oh.
Larry's still
All right.
got.
Oh, you're still
Okay.
going.
We
You
got
want my 3?
You gotta
Okay.
have, you gotta have
3. Oh, crap.
I feel like I need a person in my entourage to represent the 3 components of me as a man. So my body, my soul, and my mind.
Right,
And so,
I like it.
so soul would be Saint Nicholas, and I like him because historically he got mad at Arius at the Council of Nicaea and walked across the room and punched him in the face. And he also liberated forced prostitutes from brothels and took care of the poor. So he's a cool dude.
And he delivers presents.
And he delivers presents or coal, depending on how you act. I bet Arius gets coal every year.
He also watches you when you're sleeping. So what's that say about your spiritual life there, Larry?
It's nothing I don't do on the reg. For body, I feel like it needs to be Terry Crews in his Old Spice gear, and he's just constantly like rattling off Old Spice jokes and like flexing his pecs and making music with his muscles. And for mind, I would select a dude named Nassim Taleb. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. He wrote a book called Fooled by Randomness, and I follow him on Twitter. I first became aware of him through Art of Manliness referencing him. And he's just the most intense human being I think I've ever been aware of. He if he ever had a filter, he deliberately dismantled it, and he just says what he thinks. And so like one time he called an ISIS guy out on Twitter for something stupid he said. And the ISIS guy threatened him, and so he like posted a picture. He's like, "This is me at such and such house in it's
Costa Rica.
that L country,
Libya?
Yeah, you're welcome to stop by next time I'm home." I'm like, what in the world?
That's awesome.
I want this dude in my entourage. Yeah. So there we have it. Saint Nick, Nassim Taleb, and Terry Crews.
Okay, I would have. I'm gonna have John Goodman.
Big dude.
in a suit and a fedora.
Okay.
And I'm going to have famous chef Bobby Flay because I'm probably going to get hungry in between rounds. And for come back to me on the third. I don't know.
I want Eddie Murphy because I like his laugh. You know, I'll need a little pick me up before the match, and I'll hear. I can't do it. And he'd get me like nice leather jumpsuits that I could squeeze into. I want whoever played the dead guy in Weekend at Bernie's, but he has to pretend to be dead the whole time and the sunglasses. We'll cheer him around. And then I want the guy that plays Jesus in those in that Bible miniseries because he looks so happy. He'd just be like,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
"Oh no, you're fine. What happened?"
Go ahead. Milky513 says he wants.
Don't read the answer.
I can't. Milky513 said it.
Yeah, he said it. It's okay.
Well, Gary, what do you think?
It's okay!
Thanks, Gary. He said Kate Upton, Halle Berry, and Annie Cruz, but after each name, he said the word nude. And then we looked up a picture of Annie Cruz and immediately regretted it. So
Is she not attractive?
She's not a normal actress.
yeah.
Oh, she's a
No.
she's the other actor.
Continue.
That was an error.
lady.
Don't Google that.
Who are your 3? Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, the Weekend at Bernie's guy,
Like the dead guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Bernie?
But he has to pretend Bernie, but he has to pretend to be dead the whole time. Like we're wheeling him down to the stage. And I said originally the guy that plays Jesus in that Bible miniseries because he looks so happy. He's like, but not Jesus himself, but the guy that plays him.
I'm not Jesus, but I play one on TV.
But I think I'm gonna go with John Hamm because I'm watching Mad Men a lot, and I feel like he's good looking. He'd make me better looking, or maybe I'd make him better looking.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Ben?
I would have Will Ferrell dressed up like Abraham Lincoln from The Goods. Also in my entourage would be the black guy. I just know him as Daryl Philbin.
The black guy.
But I don't know his actual.
The actor from Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah,
and
he's
The
been in
Office.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Every day that will test you. But he has to be dressed up like the guy from The Goods, and then I want the lead.
Every actor from Jeremy Piven from The Goods.
Yes.
So is he going to be your DJ?
Yes.
And you're going to be like, play
He's gonna
something
have
hype, and he's going to play a funeral dirge?
He's gonna have a portable mix, like a mix board that he carries on his neck, and he's gonna be able to like do like scratches to like I don't know, like some really sad opera song. What's the song that Mozart did after his dad died?
And drop it like it's hot.
Yes, that one.
Is that before or after he cut his ear off?
I don't know. Who knows really? Who cares?
I don't like this game.
And then the other person's gonna be the main guy from. No, never mind. I lied about that one.
If I could have a fourth, I think I would take Kenny Powers.
My third guy would be who's the really weird guy from this? I never can remember. Will Forte. Will Forte. So I want
I
as
love
my
Will
third.
Forte.
Just because
By the
I
way,
just want to
did
hang
you
out
just-
with him.
Did you just name 5 people?
No, I just named 3.
It was
named
the
3
problem-
from The Goods alone.
Yeah, no, I want the guy. I want Will Ferrell dressed up like Abraham Lincoln. I want the guy from. Gosh, that's awesome. I kind of want to take mine back
Oh
now.
my gosh.
Never mind.
Okay,
This Burst Mountain said Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. I don't really care about. I don't care about Paul Rudd,
Seagal.
but I'll take
It's,
Segel.
it's Seagull.
I'll take Segel.
Oh crap! I had my
Seagull.
See, I had my third, and then you went and named your 40, and now I can't remember who my third was. Oh yeah, that dude from the Jones Big A, the Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage guy.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage. If you've never seen
What
that,
about that
look
lady
up-
from sitting on the toilet? Sitting on the toilet.
or the lady from
Ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, man.
that should be a good one. Anyway, all right, we've this show's been
We have
tremendous.
thoroughly tramped all over
How long is the show?
like 4 hours.
I think we're at an hour and 50 minutes.
Yes, an hour and 50 minutes.
Fantastic. It's like a bonus show. Let's
Yeah.
go around the circle. Ben.
Notra Hankins. I don't check that, so
On
don't
Twitter.
do that. Who Bomb Trady on Xbox? It's all 3 words, and then Who Bomb Trady all 1 word on PSN and Twitch. Gosh, somebody farted really badly.
My name is Fergus McHenty. you can find me on the PlayStation Network at Boobalo
Boobalo?
or on the Xbox Live
What are you saying?
at Dingaling 27.
All right. There you go. Seth, you're not talking anymore.
You're on verbal.
Go ahead.
I'm on Twitter and Twitch at Larry Hunt's Zombies. The Google Plus at Plus Larry Hunt. And is that usually all I'll say?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I also want Nick Cage as Knight Rider, just completely on fire.
Night Rider?
Ghost Rider. That's what I meant.
Take Nick Cage and then Andy Samberg playing Nick Cage at the
Yes.
same time.
I'm Luke Croft. You can find me on PSN at Lodger Blackman. You can find me on Xbox Live at Download a Hoagie. We are the Player 3 podcast.
What if Patrick Swayze was Ghost Rider now?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Ghost Knight Rider.
Player 3 podcast!
Anyway, twitch.tv/Player3 podcast, youtube.com/Player3 podcast. Find us on iTunes. Leave us a friendly review. We'll read it out on the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are the Player 3 podcast.
Player 3 podcast!
P3P.
Pizzle, Trey, Pizzle.
All right, welcome on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Player 3 Podcast After Party Lounge, in which we guide you through life's journey. You can be a part of us as we're a part of you.
Oh my god.
We're butt bucks.
the only spot in rural
We're
Virginia.
not stopping with the butt bucks. This train is in full hype mode.
The only
Thanks, Gary.
the only spot in rural Virginia where butt bucks buy you big
All right, what are we
things.
supposed to be talking about in this after party show? There's
right.
something Diz said we would discuss.
Burst Mountain. I said we'd discuss.
Something is going
That is
crazy.
very loud. Burst Mountain has been talking to us about podcasting and asking us about kind of our background and why we do what we do. Essentially, what happened is Destiny released in September to our grand disappointment.
Yeah.
I don't know about
And-
grand. It was
The three of us that started it to our
okay,
grand
yeah,
disappointment.
Our
And
big
so-
chagrin, much chagrin.
Mine was more astonished disappointment.
Yes, regardless.
Except for it being the in quote unquote the best multiplayer of all time.
Oh,
Yes.
Let me-
except for that.
let me do what I normally do at this time, and then I'll get into this question and thank the people who have followed us. Thanks for the follow, Bberry1244, Pie Tree 7, Burst Mountain, Home Marine 009, Tommy Kovats 23, and
Hey, Tommy Cook.
and Nethix1. Thank you guys for those follows. If you follow us anytime during the post after party lounge, we'll also give you a shout out. So make sure that. But anyway, back in September, we were disappointed by Destiny, and so me, Larry, and Ben decided that we were going to start a podcast where we talk about it, and so we set up one single microphone in my kitchen and just started talking about it, and started building a fan base from there, and then it just kind of grew into what you see now. Where we talk about everything but video games pretty much every Monday.
Yes.
He asked if we were media or journalism majors. No.
No.
The majority of us are ministers, actually.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so uncomfortable
Actually-
with you right now, Milky.
Everyone in the room is a minister except for me, who
Yes.
works in
Oh,
a
yeah.
restaurant.
So
Seth, you want to be a minister now?
Of Satan.
Oh gosh.
But anyway, so a couple months in, we invited Seth in to be a part of it because Seth wasn't going to join until I showed that I was serious about this because I have a tendency to start a lot of things and not want to finish them. And then Diz moved from the great country of India and became our, I'm sorry, Native Americana, and became our producer. He keeps up with the chat, pushes it along, and we do a show called 3 Topic Thursday every Thursday where we talk about 3 topics, and we talk about me lathering myself in butter and sliding into that Celtics jersey on a regular basis as well. So anyway,
Do you video yourself doing
no,
that?
I never video it. I don't want there to be
darn.
evidence of it. As long like there can be video evidence of me admitting to it, but we don't film that stuff.
Welcome
It's
to,
just-
por-
it's-
welcome to Porno 3 Podcast.
Only from me.
It's a snap video that I send to Diz on occasion. And those things disappear, never to be seen again. You know those things delete? Absolutely. They can't go back on a server or anything and find them.
It took me a second to realize you were being
Now,
sarcastic.
you want to know how Snapchat works? This is really funny to me. Because the way that it deletes the picture is it changes the extension on the file. So like if you've got an Android phone, you can just go on, plug it in, find the name of the file of that snap, change it back to a picture file, and have that picture forever and ever and ever. So instead of saying JPEG, it'll say like JPJ or something like that, and it's just an unrecognizable file to open. That's how Snapchat works.
You just made a
In
lot
case
of
you're
creepy
wondering.
dudes real happy.
You're welcome. He asked about listenership. We get on average 100, 150 plays on our podcast every week. We're trying to grow that. And one of the things that we love to do, why we like doing the after show, is because we like interacting with the chat, and we wish we could do that a little more during the show, but it's kind of hard to do that and stay focused. Is
Let's
that a
say
good
not,
word?
not laser focused,
Yeah.
but like still have a track of where we're
Say
going.
like cigar-sized focus.
Oh, let's say you're on a bridge.
Like old school sonar focus.
There's 5 or 6 paths on this bridge. You have one you got to take, but you're going to take the others a little bit just to see if they're going anywhere.
Just make
Then
sure
you-
there's not like a cool rib shack.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 Jones barbecue and foot massage.
This is dessert, you guys.
So, anyway, we So that's why we do
salad.
what we do. We love talking
dessert.
to our people. We talk with you guys on Twitter, try to respond to your comments on YouTube. Go subscribe, youtube.com/Pro3podcast. Can you drop some links into the chat for us? Oh my gosh, he just threw his non-existent glasses off because he's only a hand.
Oh my goodness! Don't finish that.
We're going ham.
That's how bacon is supposed to be.
I changed my mind. I want him. I want Nick Cage as Ghost Rider. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you should go with Patrick Swayze as Ghost Knight Rider.
I want the guy that did the oh my goodness the review of the Five Guys burger, and I'm gonna stick with John Goodman. I like John Goodman.
All right, we got some questions rolling in.
Okay, read us one. What do you want us to talk about? It's your birthday.
I don't care. What are your thoughts about Gears of War coming to Xbox One?
We like it.
We love it.
We like it. Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, I hope it's all of them. I hope it's not just the first one.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
And there's been some rumors from the testers that it may be all three of them, and that they're just trying to pull the wool.
Anthology will be very, very nice. All right, yeah, that was Fat Trick that asked that.
What else we got here?
Patry7 says, "What do you guys think about Steam's pay-to-play early
access.
Oh gosh, yeah, early access."
And then he apologizes for the spelling. Yeah, Patry. It may not.
Oh, okay.
English may not be his first language. That's cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Although I feel like pie tree is a really American idea.
That is true.
So, what do you think about early access pay-to-play on Steam?
It's like paying to be in a beta almost, right?
I don't know.
Which I'm not
about
a big. I don't know a lot about PC gaming, but early access I think means that you jump in before the game has actually gone gold and ready to complete. So I'm not real big on paying for access to a beta. I'm a little more okay with pre-ordering it, like it being tied to a pre-order bonus, just because the people who are really hardcore fans of your game are the ones that are going to pre-order it, and they'll be able to give you the most feedback. But paying for it, I'm not all about that. Making people spend money on something that they may get and it may be broke. I don't like that.
And it's kind of funding.
So I'm also against paying for full releases as well.
I wonder if it's like funding if the Steam pay-to-play early access model is like paying to finish the game, that kind of like almost like pre-orders.
Yeah,
It's almost in that realm. We've had an open talk about pre-orders.
yeah. The majority of us are against it, even though I'm almost positive Seth is going to pre-order something in the next few months.
It's gonna be real hard, Luke. I won't lie to you.
What's tempting you right now? That's a good question. What is tempting you right now to pre-order?
Halo 5. I really like to play as Spartan Locke in his armor.
You
Those
can
Star
only do
Wars.
that if you pre-order.
Yeah, I think for multiplayer you get Spartan Locke armor or something like that.
We know Larry's answer too.
Believe, Larry. Stay strong. The Star Wars Battlefront. There was like a list of pre-order bonuses that just sound majestic. Metal Gear Solid. I don't even know what the pre-order bonus is for that, but I know
For
I'm
what?
gonna buy it. Metal Gear Solid 5, Cinco.
I don't know. It's probably like a playable box, like Solid Snake.
maybe like
box.
a blue version of his little red arm. I don't know,
It'll be something ridiculous.
something. But I would like to have it. I kind of wish I had pre-ordered The Witcher because I want that keychain of the wolf.
Yeah.
The thing that's tempting me right now is MLB The Show tempted me with
The skins for the
skin,
controllers.
but then my brother pre-ordered it and got the skin, and it does not look good. It's I think it's just really hard to put on and make it look good. The one that's tempting me now is NBA 2K16 because if you pre-order it, you get to pick it up 4 days early, and that's tempting me. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pay it for a game that you're not done with. That's
See, my
thought.
thing with
do what you want with your money.
My thing with the pre-orders, there's not like a particular one that's tempting me, but I am more set on the physical stuff you get for pre-ordering than than like in-game stuff you can get. Like I like that, but I would rather the physical things, like a little trinket, do lollies and stuff, like that keychain or the early
Or when
access.
Majora's Mask, even though I don't own a DS, I really wanted to buy it because it had the little statue of Skull Kid with Majora's Mask on. I still want that. If you could sell me one for free, that would be great.
Larry, is it Halo 5 for you now?
Yeah,
I'm sorry that broke your heart and you had to blow your nose because you were crying so much.
I did.
Can we take a second to just talk about how ridiculous it is that Batman has 9 different pre-order bonuses across different retailers,
I hate that.
and because of that, I am not going to buy Batman.
Really?
Yep. I said it.
You were so pumped about that game.
I will buy it when they release a complete edition. Because I don't care about like different character skins and stuff like that. But like the GameStop pre-order bonus is the Red Hood story pack, where you play as Jason Todd in a new story mode. So like that's content. That's story content. That
The
is
Red
locked
Hood
to a pre-order. Yeah,
like from Green, like from the Arrow.
No.
Oh, okay.
So, but that is story content tied to a pre-order, tied to a retailer.
Yeah.
And that means that nobody that buys this game is going to be able to get the whole entire package. Because
Unless you buy it 9 times.
unless you buy it 9 times. Yeah, very true. Let's see. What was there's other ones too. Any pre-order from any of the many any pre-order gets the Harley Quinn story pack. But in order to get the Jason Todd, the Red Hood story, you gotta pick it up at GameStop. And I don't like that, so I'm gonna wait for there to come a Game of the Year edition or something like that. That was I'll come back to that. Lords of the Fallen is getting a Game of the Year edition, by the way. So we were talking about whether or not you have to actually win Game of the Year to be able to put out a Game of the Year edition. You don't, because Lords of the Fallen is doing it.
Game of a year.
Lords of the Fallen game that came out this year edition. So yeah, I'm not.
Shut up, Gary.
Oh, that wasn't Gary. Oh, never mind. Give it away.
I was gonna, and we'll wrap up with this unless somebody else asks a question in the chat. Has there been anything come across in the chat?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
There's the
This
Windows
was-
10 question.
Huh?
I don't know if you wanted to address
Where
that.
was that?
Uh,
I'd like to know what people think about Windows 10 and how Xbox One is getting Windows 10, whether you want it or not. Okay, hopefully you're still in here, Naruto Forever 420. Anyway, what do you guys think about Windows 10? Do you want it? Why do you want it?
I like it. We've had the Cortana conversation.
Yeah, we don't need to. We don't need to open up that can of worms.
Open up
again.
that chestnut.
Go
No,
listen
no.
to last week's
Here's how it
podcast.
went.
Go listen to last week's podcast, and we're going to talk about how Seth's love life is going to completely change when Cortana is in the picture.
For the better.
I'm excited for Windows 10 because of the streaming games to the computer. I'm excited to see if I'm still good with the old mouse and keyboard and a shooter, and if I'm as good as I was on PC games with it. I may get even better at shooters. We'll see. And I can maybe play it while my wife watches TV. That would be cool.
I want it for universal apps, especially like just the fact that if an app gets developed for a PC, you will be able to use it on your Xbox as well. Because the Windows 10 is being designed as a cross-platform operating system. So what runs on your computer will be able to run in some capacity on Windows smartphones and on your Xbox One. And so that means the lid is going to be taken off on apps, and there's just going to be bunches of them. And it also might mean that some PC games that run that will be able to also be emulated onto your Xbox, and that's cool to me as well.
That's neat, yeah.
Anyone else? Windows 10?
I don't really care much about it.
Milky said he's been trying it out, but he can't stream his games yet because the version on the... It's actually not the preview version that you have that's the problem. It's because the Xbox doesn't have the Windows 10 yet, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
It may... There was a time where they were going to take the Windows 8 kernel out and put the Windows 10 kernel in to be able to build upon it, and then they were going to build it slowly as they mounted up to the full release. But they just haven't unlocked the ability to stream yet on it. So that'll be coming.
So you're right, Milky.
Windows 10 is coming to PCs on July 29th, and then sometime a little later, full-fledged on the Xbox Ones. I think it's going to revolutionize the way that the Xbox runs, and hopefully things are just going to, if for no other reason, just to get quicker.
Yeah.
Because it's so laggy sometimes, like trying to open up friends or messages or something like that, or achievements. Never try to look at what your achievement was for, because you'll have to sell your Xbox and buy a new one.
Well, it tries to snap it. It won't just open in full screen. When you open it, when you eventually, after decades of waiting, open it in full screen, it's fine. But the snap version of it sucks, and it forces you to go that route.
Yeah.
We had a random question of the week in there that I wanted to ask you guys, and we'll end on this unless something else comes across the chat here. What game made you a gamer? What game? Maybe not necessarily the first game that you played, but the first game that you played that really locked you into the world? What was it?
The first game I played, Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's really good.
One of my earliest memories is me playing that game on the day my parents got divorced. The game part was good, not the divorce part.
Things just got heavy.
Yeah, it was a sad day. Anyway,
At least you got 2 Christmases.
yeah,
True,
and
true that.
that very next Christmas, I got my very own Super Nintendo with Super Mario World, and I was on a quest to 100% that game. And my Super Nintendo, I had little brothers. Looking at you, Captain Destinova, who thought that it was a freaking piggy bank, dropping their pennies in my Super Nintendo.
What?
Yeah, man, coloring on it and junk when they're like 3.
Oh, that's your brother.
Yeah, I wanted to kick him through a window.
I'm so confused. I didn't know what was happening.
Anyway, so yeah, hiding it from you. I had to if I wanted it to survive. Anyway, it developed this thing where it would just randomly delete my video games for no reason. And so every time I'd get to 99%, Super Mario World would delete my game until finally, in my junior year of college, I 100%ed it after like 21 years of trying.
Great.
So long story short, to answer your question, Super Mario World.
My Genesis game was also a SNES game. That's a play on words there. Genesis SNES. Yeah. It was Battletoads. Oddly enough, I've brought that game up quite a bit, and it's because it holds very near and dear place in my heart. It was the first game I got to play on a big. What's happening? It's the first game I got to play on a system that I didn't even own a SNES at the time, but it was my cousin's SNES, and I was being babysitted by my aunt, his mom, and playing on the Battletoads on his SNES in his room. It was awesome. I just remember beating those robots up and like stealing their legs, and then beating other robots with their legs. It was.
So this is why you're so obsessed with Battletoads.
Yes.
You've been very gassy today.
I warned you.
Gary, stop farting, man.
For me, it was either Madden 94 or Madden 95 or Triple Play Baseball 95 with my brother. We would just sit down in his room and play that all the time. It was awesome. And then multiplayer gamer was Halo 3.
I remember very vividly the Christmas that I got my Game Boy Color, and
Ooh.
when I say very vividly, I can't remember if that day I got blue or red. I think it was red, but
Red was my first.
I just remember because they were both pretty much they were exactly the same game, but just with a couple.
They were not the
Pokemon.
same game.
Oh my gosh. It's the same game every time.
But anyway, I just remember how much that affected me, and I played that thing nonstop, all day, all night. I don't know how many batteries I went through. But yeah, I just got hooked, and it got me into Pokemon for years on after that. I'm not into it anymore. Ben is.
I am very much so.
That's okay. I want to be back into it, but I just don't know if I can.
Just get you a 3DS, dude, and it opens the door. You can get almost every Pokemon in X and Y and Oris.
I know. And what?
Or OR, Omega Ruby, and Alpha
Oh,
Sapphire.
okay.
Oris.
Like, what word is that? Yeah, that just really affected me, and it opened me up to Nintendo because shortly after that I got an N64, tried out Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64, and Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, which is still one of my favorite games that I've never incidentally beat. I still have it. If anyone has an N64 that they'll sell me for free, I will finally finish that game.
Majora's Mask figurine. Here's some listener responses. Pie Tree says Fallout 2 or Halo 2 was the game that made them a gamer. Burst Mountain said he came here to listen about gaming, not to feel. Patrick says Atari games was good, and they still are. And let's see. Patrick also said his first game was Pac-Man. And Burst Mountain